ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ ಚೆನ್ನೈ एक्सप्रेस रेलवे स्टेशन नेताजी भवन कृपया ध्यान दें.
Were you just saying big day, big day?
It's a big day.
Just who are you? Are you hyping us up yourself? What's going on?
All of us. I think we're all up for it. Big double header.
Big day.
What more would you want?
Let's do more hyping. It's a big day.
Come on.
It's a big day. It's a big day today. I don't know why I'm being so aggressive, but it's a big day. Hello and welcome to Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. I have said multiple times that Adam Gilchrist needs to have decaf before the show, but he doesn't listen to me. Mr. Shaun Pollock, what do you have to say about that?
You can find decaf in this country?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
I search all the time. It's not
You want decaf? Who are you talking to? Talk to me. I got people.
Okay.
I got people. They saw you. Yeah, I got people.
I trusted Siami and I should have trusted you.
Siami? No. Siami always running, always cycling, always swimming. That's me. I'm the F&B guy. Hello and welcome. This is Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. Adam Gilchrist, Shaun Pollock, Gaurav Kapur, Kolkata Knight Riders, Ajinkya Rahane, Riyan Parag, Rajasthan Royals, Eden Gardens. Let me just talk in bullet points today. I think that's what I want to do. Just sense of urgency with bullet points. Points. That's an important point that I brought up. Because one team, it doesn't matter how many points they get because they are
eliminated.
They've already been eliminated. What goes through, Mr. Pollock? What happens? How do you hype yourself? Like we're hyping ourselves up. How does Rajasthan hype themselves up? There's 3 games to go. There's 2 weeks in this tournament. How do you hype yourself up?
It's not easy. I mean, you obviously get together as a team and you talk about pride of performance and let's do it to think. But actually, it becomes a little bit internal. You start to think, well, how do I make sure I manage my situation for next year?
Oh.
How do I make sure that everything goes according to plan? It's unfortunate. It's the nature of the beast, but yeah, so it's going to be individual pride of performance and what they can possibly do just to show what they're capable of and show what they want to happen next year.
Here's the thing though, right? Because from that can also stem insecurity. Because when you're such a big group and you've done as like this, you get eliminated with, 3 weeks left in the tournament, obviously you know that some of you are not going to have your job next year, so to speak. All right? And even though you don't say it, you just know, right, sometimes? I'm sure the players who are not going to be there next year just kind of know. You can feel the vibe, can you?
Yeah. Whether it's as specific and pinpointed as who will or won't be there, I'm not too sure. I mean, the whole structure of the tournament and retention and releasing and re-signing has changed significantly since even the times when we were playing, those first few years, first 2-3 year periods. But whatever the case, it's not a nice feeling. It's not a nice position to be in. There is a bit of sort of looking sideways, looking over your shoulder. I'm sure that's going on. That's where the core guys, the leaders, and Rahul Dravid and the leadership group need to try and set some sort of tone, create some sort of environment that every player wants to be a part of and buys into, with a view to next year. Simple as that. And maybe he's got to address that, and perhaps he has.
Yeah.
Said, look, we are already looking to next year. There's nothing more to gain by way of points here in the table, but let's start. Next year starts now.
Oh.
And that, actually thinking out loud, would be the way to go about it. I think.
Nice.
Start to get some buy-in, some engagement, and then by the end of that 3-week period, you as a coach or a mentor or manager or whichever part of that structure you're in, you'll be quite aware of who you want and who you don't want with you when you go back into the trenches next year.
It's actually also a good time to sit and discuss what's happened in the season because the kind of shackles off. You can't qualify and maybe just discuss where they feel like they've gone wrong.
Yeah.
Because the funny thing about the RPL, it's very strange. You're together with each other for 2 months.
Yeah.
But the moment the last game's done, about 2 o'clock in the morning, everyone's flies home because it's such a long tournament and a lot of the international players have got engagements. They need to get home. They need to do things. So you never have that time to kind of regroup, have the meetings, chat about what you did wrong, what did you want to do differently. So it actually might be that time, okay, the campaign is a failure. Let's discuss it now and let's see what we can put on the table. And then everyone walks away in a better frame of mind than if it's just last game, claim in the bottom three. Whoop, we're on a plane and gone.
I like it. That's a great point. Hopefully Rajasthan has done that, but of course Kolkata will be hoping that Rajasthan has not done that and they are still feeling a little shattered and a little down and defeated because they really need these 2 points. The Knight Riders really need these 2 points. They've got that split point situation happening, so they've kind of taken themselves away from the net run rate situation, but they are down at 7 and they really need to win this game because they will then be 11 points from 11 games. You're still far away from, the stratosphere of the top teams, but at least you're in play. At least you've got the other guys looking in their rearview mirror, saying objects in the rearview mirror may be closer than you think. So Knight Riders want to do that. They want to sneak up on the others. Both teams have changes today, so I'll quickly just give you an insight on that. Ajinkya Rahane has won the toss and chosen to bat first, which is interesting. Weather-wise, you always want to bat first because it's sun and you don't want to put everybody out there. But there may be some rain around, and when there's rain around, conventional wisdom says that you chase because of the Duckworth-Lewis stern target.
Yeah, I mean, if there's apparent rain that is going to hit, it's almost certain it's coming, I think that does change your tactics and your thinking, but there's other elements of you control what you can control.
Yeah.
And if conditions are such that it's I assume it's pretty hot and steamy up there, the pitch, it's not going to change a huge amount. Maybe it might just dry out that little bit more and get a little bit slower later on. But if that's their thinking, runs on the board, I would assume that's what they just get scoreboard pressure on your opponent and then let your spinners go to work later on.
I'll tell you what it is. They haven't worried about the rain. They have heard what Shaun Pollock said last night, where they said they haven't batted in a while. Right?
I just want to hit.
We're not missing out. We're not going to field again and then not bat. No chance.
Whether it's gully cricket or international cricket or backyard cricket, you don't want to do that. That's the worst thing that can happen, is that you field for an hour and a half and then your mum calls you and says, you haven't done your homework. No batting for you. You've got to run back. All right, let's see the changes they have made.
Good news, first of all, that Ajinkya was at the toss because we were worried about him.
Yes. He walked off towards the end, but it's good. He's there because they need him, and that's a good thing. Still no Sanju Samson on the other side because he's injured, so Riyan Parag will still be leading. But let's have a look at what the Knight Riders have got. Let's bring their 11 on the screen. Well, there you go. They've got Moeen Ali back in, so that gives you a bit of an idea of what perhaps they feel the pitch will do. I think he's wasted in that position if he'd be batting way down there.
Moeen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely. And then Ramandeep Singh at 9 with this. So they have obviously just gone batting because as you see here, this is their batting side. So one will be subbed out and then a bowler will come in. But that's 9. That's 9 batters. Polly?
I think the decision of Moeen Ali is with the fact that they've got 2 left-handers at the top of the order. They've really struggled in that top 6. They've got the middle overs with Chakravarti and Nareen. They're fine. They can negotiate that period, but they haven't been able to do the power play properly.
Yeah.
I think you'll see him play a part. I think that's what that selection's all about. Off spinner, in the power play to the left-handers. Even if it's just 1 over, it just kind of gives them a break because their first 6 overs haven't been good. Whichever option they've gone from the seamers, it hasn't worked out for them.
Because Moeen does a lot of power play bowling.
Yep.
Yeah, so he might be the guy to bowl to. Because listen, you got to throw everything you have to stop Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Yashasvi Jaiswal, because if they get away, they can pretty much break the back of the chase in the power play. We've seen it, not too many times, but we saw it in the one game at least that they completely broke the back of the chase. They will definitely get Harshit Rana in when they bowl. He's in the impact subs, but I don't think there should be any discussion about that. Harshit Rana will come in. I doubt if they will get a batter in now after 9 batters. It's like, hey, we're 8 down for 75. Let's get another batter. That ain't going to happen. So it's going to be Harshit Rana because they'll need the pace of that. All right, Rajasthan has a few changes as well. I think they have one more change. They have 3 from what I'm told. Oh, there you go. So Kunal Singh Rathore comes in at the top of the order. Who is he coming in place of? I'll just have a look. So no Nitish Rana. Oh, Nitish Rana was the injury. So Nitish Rana is not there because he's been in great form. Vanindu Hasaranga, we called this yesterday that he would definitely be playing. So he's there. There's no Kumar Kartike. Yudhvir Singh is going to be bowling. So no Fazal Haq Farooqi because they needed that overseas player. Yeah. So Hasaranga's come in that slot. Well, so there you go. There's the 4. With the Kunal Singh Rathore, he's a wicket-keeper batter picked up by Rajasthan Royals for 30 lakhs. And he made his debut in the Mushtaq Ali in, 2 seasons ago. He hasn't got that many runs. He's got a decent strike rate. And he's one of the 3 wicket-keeper batters in the RR squad with Sanju Samson and Dhruv Jurel. So
Vikram Rathore's there, right? No relation?
we'll need to find out. You're trying to say it's trying to imply nepotism.
saying anything.
Nepo baby.
Give the kid, give the boy a go.
There's a term that they use a lot in the entertainment business. It's become a bit of a jibe that is used a lot. It's called nepo baby. So when a big actor's kid becomes an actor, a big producer's kid becomes an actor, people say nepo baby.
I'm not adverse to that. I mean, my dad was the convener of selectors who picked me to play for South Africa. So if not, why not? You know, have a go. Family, friends.
Nepo baby, nepo baby.
If only you lived up to the expectation on you.
Who's the impact sub?
I think they're going to get another batter in, right? So perhaps Shivam Dube.
Dubey.
I guess so. Or if the bowling is going pear-shaped, they've got a couple of bowlers there as well.
I also don't think we're going to see Sanju Samson again this season. Yeah. Why would you? If he's got a niggle that's kept him out this long and it's a side strain, they've got nothing to gain, right? So I think that could be him done and dusted for the season, personally.
Yeah, because after this they have, 2 games left. They've played 11.
Yep.
So they played today and then they have 2 games left. No point risking it for that. Considering,
especially if he's going to go on a tour of England or whatever it may be.
Yeah, but that's a test tour. So I'm not sure if because he's not been part of the test squad. He has been the regular opener for the T20 with up front with Abhishek. Okay. So, but I don't know. India's not playing any T20 till
I didn't look at the program,
Okay, so till the Asia Cup, which is mid-September. So that gives him some time before he shows up in India colours.
Big day for Hasaranga. He would have looked at this schedule, this fixture, right at the start of the tournament and thought, that's a venue that I'm going to be able to play a role for my team. And he's been in and out of the team. I've been over here about a week now, and in the few games that I've watched, this is the third now, sort of been out, then in, then out, and now back in. So, a good opportunity for him to do what we spoke about before, is just firm up in a franchise's mind, we've got the right guy here.
Yeah.
Okay, it hasn't all gone right for us this season as a whole, but that's one we do need to slot in and bank on for next year. So in these conditions, there'll be big expectation on him.
There is, the Bangladesh. There's some T20s against Bangladesh, but they happen all the time. So I'm not, but he's probably want to be fit for that. But of course, the big England tour coming. I want to ask you a question again. I'm coming back on Rajasthan because I think just sociologically and psychologically, I'm quite interested in what goes on in a team when you get eliminated so early. This happened with you, the Deccan Chargers, right? In 2008, you guys packed up early then as well. You come back in 2009 and you win the trophy.
Yep.
What happens then? Because I remember the other day you mentioned on the show that one big call, Joss Butler not being retained, and the fact that we've been talking about Chennai as well. And there's a lot of talk with a lot of fans, and there has to be some accountability in what happened in the auction, what happened with the retentions. And that's fair because 18 years into the league, you can't forgive them as early mistakes or rookie mistakes, right? You've been doing this for many, many big auctions. So talk to me about that thing in general, about what you guys did at that time, whether any accountability, any tough questions, the way the team was dealt with, dressing room chats, etc.
Yeah, there was a bit of a minor personnel change. Obviously, the next tournament was in South Africa, and I think the players that came in, we got Fidel Edwards came in, and I think the conditions in South Africa probably suited him more than perhaps they might have here in India. So that was, and Ryan Harris was a new addition, relatively early in his career before he'd really done anything for Australia at that point. But they were probably the 2 major names. It wasn't like a wholesale change. I was asked to captain full time. The biggest change, I think, was we got Darren Lehman in as coach,
who had won with the Royals in the first year.
Well, he was part of that squad.
As a player,
I knew Darren wanted to get into coaching, so that's when I said to the owners, do we have the ability to change coach and bring him in? And he was really keen. It was his first coaching opportunity. He came in and brought a wonderful, created a really wonderful atmosphere, very inclusive. Everyone's on a par. There's no hierarchical system, and I really enjoyed working with him. He's one of my close mates. But I think it was more around just attitude. And, you know, that saying, I say it often, I spoke about, you know, maybe Rahul Dravid might already be saying, we're thinking about next year. And I said, and you work out who you want. So I always use the saying, attitudes are contagious, is yours worth catching? I may have said it last year in this very seat, but that was the philosophy that I had through that whole period of time as far as the players you want around you. So that's something you can ask yourself every day that you wake up, whether you're a sporting team or in an office block or you're just going about your day, because how you think is how you'll feel and that's how you'll act. So is your attitude worth catching? And if it's a yes, well, that's the sort of player you want in the team. So that's where I, as captain, focus most. And also, remember the early start of the first year of the IPL, it was, this is going to be great. We're all going to be with all these different cultures and we're going to get to know what the Indians are like and the Sri Lankans and the South Africans and Australia. Well, I can only speak from experience in the Deccan Chargers. I don't think we really grasped that. I think at the end of the day, we still had little segmented change rooms or groups within the change room. So that was the first thing we did before the next one was do literally a cultural appreciation day where we all stood up and spoke in front of each other, told each other about where you're from and what your dad did for work and what siblings you got and what your interests are and what's offensive in our culture might not be in yours. So you learn a lot about each other.
Nice.
And by the end of that day, we had our own Deccan Chargers culture, if you like, created out of nothing. So that gave us something that was a shared experience to carry through the tournament so that when the inevitable road bump hit, we weren't shaken off. We had some strong fabric to take us through on the journey together. So I think that was a key ingredient.
I think what they might have got wrong too is, I mean, you look at the personnel there, you've got Sangha, you've got Rahul Dravid. I think they just underestimated the value of bowlers. I think they've kept a lot of the batters, and you've got to understand that you've obviously got 20 overs where the bowlers have to play their part. And you look at certain bowling lineups and how big a player, for example, Bumrah and Trent Bolt has been for Mumbai, and then the spinners come on, and they've got lots of different options. I think they've been very short of personnel, and I think they put a lot of their ideas and prospects into Jofra Archer, but that's only 4 overs.
Correct.
The thing about batting is you can pick, if you pick 3 great batters, they can almost bat 20 overs.
We say with GT.
Yeah, but bowlers, you've got to only bowl 4, and you've got to have 5 guys to bowl those 4. So it's the balance, and GT are the different kettle of fish. I mean, they've got about 7 different options that they've got.
For bowling,
Yeah, so I think they underestimated the bowling.
And that is such a significant point. And this is a little teaser for everyone out there. Won't give too much away, but Polly and I have been tasked with trying to pick our all-time best IPL 11. And that'll be out there soon. But even sitting around in a bar or at home in a lounge room, people have these fun discussions. What's the best 11? And the list that we've looked through without necessarily finalising it, what did we realise between the significant difference between the batters that are probably going to be in or around there and the bowlers, the amount of titles that each individual has won. Yeah. And the bowling group in general has won many, many more titles than the batting group of the names that will be in that top order.
It's clear. Batters win you games, bowlers win you trophies.
Tournaments, yeah.
It's always that.
I mean, you've heard it how many years back?
And the wicket keepers just get left in no man's land. No, we don't get claimed.
Give him some gloves, he'll do the job.
Wicket keepers become trophy lifting captains. There you go.
Wow.
Right? They do all right, Polly. They do all right. I'll tell you what, and just to close that point out, I think from what you're saying, just to underline that, is the fact that all 5 retentions for Rajasthan were batters. Was just, and that meant that they could have had the best intention to get the best bowlers at the auction. But if you've got no purse, right, then what's going to happen? And
but not only were they all batters, they didn't keep their best batter.
Yeah, fair point.
They didn't keep the right guy.
They didn't keep Jos Buttler, and that is something that will make us scratch our head forever, right? And it has been Rajasthan's loss is Gujarat's gain, because look what he's doing there.
Yeah.
Right? The 1-2-3 is just setting up the game for the bowlers game after game after game. And how much, and I'm saying this, how much are the youngsters Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarshan benefiting from a senior like Joss Butler at number 3, who they're perhaps batting, both of them are batting with him every alternate game. How much do you learn batting with us? I'll ask you, Gilly, because, when you were new and batting with senior pros in Australia, you learn so much.
Oh, yeah. Imagine those two Indian openers going out there knowing that he's parked in at number 3.
Yeah.
Just the confidence and the spring in the step. And not just in game, what about around game? At training, travelling, sitting on an aeroplane or on a bus, just sitting next to him, just picking the brain, having a chat, just learning in that environment. It's not just about the on-field, it's an environment. I keep using that term about IPL teams. Create an environment everyone wants to be a part of. If they all want to be there, you're a long way further down the track to success than if there's little fractures and divisions and some that don't really want to be there or are eyeing another opportunity somewhere else.
It's funny too when you got a batting lineup like that, and you got Joss who's coming at 3, and same with Punjab. The 2 young guys or the 2 players, they go and they kind of play, and the wicket falls, and they always know, well, he comes in.
Yeah.
Whereas the reverse is if you open with one of him and he gets out, now you're kind of stuck with
2 youngsters with one down.
100%. Whereas they know that there's always one down, the senior player walks in. So you're never going to be one down without the senior guy at the crease.
So it's like I can get into a scuffle in the back of school because Big Brother will come if I get into trouble.
Exactly.
Right?
He's coming to
Get
sort you out of trouble,
Sorry. I like it. Big Brother is watching. Not in the American way, but it's in a good way. I see ya. All right, we're going to be looking at the Knight Riders as well because they're a much better team than where they are on the points table. I think that's fair to say, Gilly?
Yeah, I think so. It's always interesting, isn't it, that the defending champs in the season after the complete reshuffle, the big auction.
Yeah.
But they held on to about 13 or 14 of the squad from the championship squad that they had last year, and a couple of little tweaks here and there. But they're certainly on paper. You would think they'd be performing a bit better than where they sit at the moment. But they're still in there. It's tournament play.
Yeah.
You just got to find a way to get into that next round.
And it's just 2 points. It's 2 points up for grabs today. You get those 2 points, all of a sudden, you've got a chance.
Yeah.
If you don't get it today, then you might write your season off. But don't look too far ahead. But you know what? If you get to 2 points today, you're in the mix.
I think they're also missing 3 key personnel. For sure, their captain, right? Their trophy-winning captain, who's now doing wonders with Punjab. So Shreyas Iyer they're missing. Yeah. Mitchell Starc is the leader of kind of the bowling attack with his kind of alpha personality, so to speak, because both Sunil Narayan and Varun Chakravarti, great bowlers, but they don't have that. They seem a little more shy and reticent and kind of introverted.
And also, they thrive in coming into bowling when it's 2 or 3 down.
Yeah.
We've seen games where they're none down and they come on, they're not nearly as effective.
Correct, because the batting
and that's what
is
Starc used to often do, is pick up that wicket up front.
Yeah, and Phil Salt at the top.
Yeah.
And they're missing him as well. But I think the captain is the big loss. I don't know what happened there again, like we don't know what happened with Rajasthan and Joss Butler. But again, from the outside, it has to be a breakdown in either communication or negotiation.
Yeah, it just doesn't make
There is no
sense,
third thing.
doesn't it? Yeah.
Right? It's got to be communication or negotiation that has not worked out. But they're missing that so much. And that is evident from the fact that their middle order is just not performed for Kolkata. Right? There you go. There it is. Oh, geez, that's a long laundry list which they're at the bottom of. Almost everything.
No matter what line, that's the point. No matter what line, all that detail there, they are either last or second last in the ranking in those key parameters. Where more often than not, you'd think that in the power play teams are going to get a decent start at some stage through, but it's the middle overs, it's the workman hours where the engine room needs to go to work to set up or. After the foundation of the power play, then you've got to go and start to build that launching pad for the back end. And
another thing I'd add to that is it also goes to the personnel you pick. So they go and pick Nareen. If he gets through the power play, invariably he doesn't go to bat to the 15th over.
Yeah.
He's not one of those batters. Whereas if Shupman Gill gets through the first 6, you know that he's batting for the long haul. If Kohli gets to the first 6, he's going to bat deep.
Yeah.
Takes all the pressure. You don't lose as many wickets. Your strike rates are better. The runs you accumulate. So also the thinking. It worked last year, 100%, half halves, you've won the trophy. But I think they needed to see a bit of foresight and say, we can't gamble on that trying to work for the second.
Will they change it today? I mean, you've got 9 batters. You know the experiment has not worked. It's 10 games now, right? It's 10 games. They didn't bat in one, so 9 games. They've tried it all 9 times. It's not worked. Again, I'll ask you both because you both have run teams. So you know, when do you know that, all right, or when do you admit and acknowledge and make the change of, hey, this is not working? Because sometimes I see with players 1 game and they're gone, 2 games and they're gone. And some experiments you feel like, I think this is past its expiry date. Why is this still going on?
I think if they don't win today, if they don't get to the 11 points, then I think they'll call it and say, okay, let's try and think about next year.
Yeah.
But
would you like to see Venki Iyer opening? I'm sorry to just throw that in.
I thought that would have been he did. I can remember when they played in Dubai.
Yep.
That Dubai Sharjah, that season,
Correct.
they opened with him eventually at the end. And
He made his way to the India squad on the back of that performance.
yeah. So, yeah.
You'd like to see him
I would.
open. For you, when do you think this experiment is kind of done? And you've got 9 batters anyway, so.
I actually think they would feel it's worth just keep throwing him up there because of that batting depth. They just feel it, if it's just, even if it's like, last game he got 24 off 12.
Yeah.
Narayan at the top.
And that's what you need. You actually don't want him to play beyond the
As
power.
long as you're not chewing up deliveries, maybe it's worth it. So if he does face 25 and he's got to 50, that's had a significant impact on the game. So I think that's their thinking. In regards to Venki Iyer, I think he can definitely handle being up, and that might be the change he needs. Just something, a little trigger. Just go up there, fresh start. You're walking out there, none for none. Beautiful wicket. Go for it.
And you play a few shots, get it through the infield, I'm away.
Yeah.
Whereas if he comes in sometimes down the order, hits a sweeper, feels the pressure building.
Yeah. It's a tough one, and I hope the Knight Riders have a few answers, especially with their batting today, because they'll want to get that done. And I don't know how much residual trauma they have from that 111 chase, which was botched, but I know their fans have a lot of residual trauma from that. They're really feeling the pinch of that one, so maybe they can pull it back for them. And Rajasthan again, well, they're going to be looking at kind of spoiling the party, a bit like Chennai almost did against Bangalore yesterday, a bit like. So these teams with the E in front of them can actually make the other teams go E, can they? Well, Kolkata's batting first because they won the toss, and Rian Parag was very happy because he said it was undecided on what to do. Right. So in those times, you both know as captains, some days you go out and you go, man, I hope I lose the toss.
I once had one against Sri Lanka, went out, tossed, lost it, and Sanath went, what do you want to do? He was so undecided. I said, well, I'm not telling you. You tell me first.
Did you think for 1 second of double bluffing him?
We won the game, let's put it that way. He was so undecided that we ended up winning the game.
Nice.
It was a wonder game.
Has that ever happened to you, walking out for a toss and just a little like...
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what you hope is then in the interview out on the pitch, the interviewer doesn't ask you what you wanted to do. Like, you just try to get out of that. And then at the end of the game, if you've won, you go, oh, no, I definitely would have bowled first. Yeah. I was always going to bowl. Right?
Hindsight is 2020, especially in 2020. All right, we're going to give you the joy factor question now because this is where the fun ends for us. The fun is on for like about a hand-picked 250 people who nerd out on this. This cricketer has picked 10 plus wickets in 5 seasons but never scored a single run in those seasons. Name the cricketer and the season. Do you know something? This would have been so easy if it was only impact sub. You're like, oh, this person just bowls and goes out, but impact sub has not been around for 5 seasons.
So he wants you to name every season that they did it, the 5 seasons.
No, the player, I think, or the 5
player
seasons.
and the season, he said.
More than 10.
That's additional. Oh, the cricketer and the seasons. Oh, so it's not 5 consecutive seasons.
No. Oh, it might be.
One sec. 5 seasons of what? Like, is it? He hasn't said 5 seasons of this tournament.
IPL?
Or is it just 5 seasons like monsoon, winter, summer? Joy, I have found a legal loophole in your question, Joy.
Have we got any ideas?
I don't have ideas, but I feel like the answers have already come in. So I'm going to focus my energy like Gilly did yesterday on the score guesses.
Yeah.
With the Knight Riders batting first.
Oh. And their last outing there
Didn't bat.
didn't bat.
Didn't bat.
200 was scored though, wasn't it?
200 scored.
200 was scored by Punjab.
Yeah. I'm going to go 182.
87 for me.
You guys are really low balling it.
187.
194. 194. So I'm not convinced. I'm not
Go
convinced.
204 then.
Sorry, say 204.
4.
204. It's misleading me, I feel. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to take it because it's just, I'm getting this feeling from inside. I'm going to take it to 197. 197. Okay, that's it. Just no pressure of the bullseye from yesterday. I want to play it cool. I want to play it cool. I'm not playing it cool. I'm not playing it cool, but I want to play it cool. We'll see you at the end of 10 overs with Cricbuzz Combox. I really, really want to implore you to enjoy this game. You know why? Because it's raining in Dharamshala and we may not have a second game today. So just in case you're thinking, just like when you have 9 batters, you go, oh, I can get out because there's more to come. Sometimes those don't score as well. So if you think, oh, I can take a nap in the first game because I'll enjoy the second game, that may not happen. So enjoy the first game, all right? Just do it. Thank you for watching Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live. This is the end of my motivational speech. Goodbye.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ ಚೆನ್ನೈ
Hyderabad Punjab Express, Varanasi Station, Netaji Obot. Cricbuzz